Assalamu alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Welcome. Sulaiman Rahim, Breaker of the Seven Seals, Messenger of the Covenant, December 18th, 2021. Brothers and sisters, wartime. No more war talk. It's time for war now. You cannot go to war unless you know who your enemies are. And you're surrounded by all your enemies. They're telling you the enemies are in the spirit world. You can't see them. No, you cannot see them because you don't know who they are. It's like undercover agent. You can't see it. Only reason you can't see them because you don't know who it is. Once they're identified, then you can see them. That's what it means. So they got you in the spirit world thinking that you can't see the demons, the devils, the dragon, jinn, Satan. See? That's the game they're playing. And so therefore your enemies are destroying you, literally destroying you because you don't know who they are. Because you in the spirit world where you think everything is spirits. See? So the devil, spirit world, can't see them. Demons, spirit world, you can't see them. See? Gog and Magog, well, they're yet to come. See? He's in the spirit world, but they're someplace in the future. No, we're going to identify them. See? So whether you accept or not, you will accept in a few more days because we're putting information on your mind, brothers and sisters, that you may not be able to see now, but it will come to you in a minute, so you can't say you wasn't told. Where's the devil? That's Yaku's grafted creation. What devils do as devils do. So ask yourself a question. They tell you the devil seeks to kill, steal, and destroy. Now, who has been killing, stealing, and destroying for the last 500 years? What nation has been doing that? What nation has been acting like beasts, acting like devils, enslaving people, raping people, dehumanizing people, stealing their land, genocide? What nation has done that on a global scale? Then you know who the devils are. It's not hidden. They got the spirit of the devils. No, they don't have the spirit of the devils. They're the devils. Act like a duck, walk like a duck, quack like a duck, must be a duck. They're the devils. Now you got the demons, right? They ride along. They're soldiers of the devils. The children of the devils. The top demon, Farrakhan. Because he's trying to tell you the devils ain't devils anymore. He's in on the game. The camouflage. The deception. Says they would deceive the whole world. In chapter 20 of Revelations, that's part of deception because they make you think that's future when it has already occurred. Satan has been released out of the bottomless pit for a season. You're in that season now. They tell you that's in the future. Well, really? Better study European history. One nation went to the bottomless pit while another nation rose up and kept them locked up. Two things happened simultaneously. The rise of the Islamic Empire that forced the Europeans in the pit for 1,000 years, so-called Dark Ages. That's history, brothers and sisters. Then after 1,000 years, then Gog and Magog will come out and cover the whole planet, which exactly has happened. See? But they tell you all these things. So it's easy to identify devils. Like I said, there's white light switches everywhere, brothers and sisters. You just have to turn one on. They even audio is telling you, light switch, I'm right here, light switch right here. All you got to do is flip one on, read Exodus, flip on, read Exodus. Why Farrakhan doesn't want you to really study Exodus? Because it will reveal him as Aaron, the liar, deceiver, the hypocrite, the one that led his people to destruction. Deception, deception, total darkness. So who are the demons? The demons are the devil's seed. They went all over the planet creating demons, raping people. When the Spanish went out all over, they didn't bring their women with them. They went and raped the people. How you think all the people over here in this hemisphere all suddenly light when they were all dark when the Spanish arrived here? Because they raped them, raped the women, and that's their seed. Demons, they produce demons. And the worst people that are plagued by demons are us. In the book of Mark, it tells you we're plagued by demons more than anyone else because half our people are demons. Not half our people, but half of black folks in America are demons. There's 34 million black people in America, and the angel tells us that 17 million of them are demons. That's a hell of a number. And they just like their devils because they have the same, they like their devil masters. Just like their devil daddies. They have the same spirit, the same nature. They just have our skin tone. Like they say, skin folk, not kinfolk. Oreo crackers, right? Black on the outside, white on the inside. And we're plagued by them because they deceive us. They're all over the news and Hollywood, TV, sports. They're all in master's house. They will not allow you in master's house. Even when you was in chain slavery, they would not allow you in master's house because they know they cannot trust you. But they allow their children in, their black-faced children. Those are the demons. And Louis Farrakhan is a chief demon. His father's the devil. I have that here. His father's the devil. He loves. Hold on here. Why is it doing that? Okay, hold on here. Okay, do it this way. Let's see. I'm trying to get this right here. Okay. No, it's not going to work. Okay. Okay, let's change this. Hold on. But anyway, he loves devils. See it? He loves Massa. I'm trying to get this right here. Let's see. How about this? See if this works. Wow, didn't think this worked like this. Let's see. That's not going to work. Okay. No matter what I do, it's still going to do that. Okay, anyway, so we pass on that, brothers and sisters, for now. We're passing that for now. Anyway, his father is a devil. That makes him a demon. He tries to get around it. So I said, well, his father was Jamaican. That's his nationality, not his ethnicity. Like our ethnicity is, in general, is African. Our nationality, if you consider yourself a citizen, is American. That's not your ethnicity. So his father is a devil. He said his father's mother and father were devils. They were Portuguese, probably white Portuguese, right? Probably Jews. So if they were, his father would have to be. So now he says, well, devils ain't devils anymore. So that's what demons are. And in every place. You got your Jay-Z, you got your King James or Liban, you got your Oprah. They wouldn't be there if they wasn't in Master's house. They wouldn't be in Master's house if they weren't demons. They wasn't Master's children. And they telling you love Master. Their whole theme is love Master. Stay here, you be like me. Same thing when you was in chain slavery. You be like me. See, you could go in the house. You be a house Negro like me. If you work hard out in the field, you gotta work hard. See, that's how they kept you. They was your land. They was your role models back then, right? There was debate to get you to work hard, so you think you'd be like them because they had better clothes, better food, better hours, and everything else. So you work your butt off trying to, and you was never going to be in the master's house ever because you wasn't his children. But they use that, and they're using it today. They get you to work hard to do obey them because be like them, be like Oprah, be like Simmons, be like all these people, be like Denzel. You're gonna never be like them. This is not yours. This is not your reality. That's theirs. Because they're telling you to build master's reality. Because the richer master gets, the richer they get. Same way when master was in chain slavery. The more richer master got, the better food they got. The better clothes they got. You got nothing. No matter how rich master got, you still all master was just buy more slaves. And you work just hard as you work as hard as you did before, maybe even more harder. See? That's why I walk around master's name, Oprah Winfrey. She's a billionaire. So why, if she knows that she knows about history, then why would she continue wearing master's name? Why would she continue doing that? When she knows that's not her surname, that's not an African name, plus it's not even a surname. That was not your surname in slavery. Your surname was based on who you was a brand, just like they branded cattle and the horses. Your brand was a brand that you got depending on who your master was. So if your master was Master Jacob Bob, then your name was Oprah Jacob Bob. And if Master Jacob Bob sold you to Master Badass, then your name became Oprah Badass. You understand? So it changed. It didn't stay. It wasn't stay with who master was. Who master, right, that you belong to. It was a brand. So why would you continue wearing that unless you are master's child? Then that is your name. That's why they keep holding on to them because that's their real names. So watch out for these demons, brothers and sisters, because they're all around you. We're plagued with them. I'm turning the light on. You got demons all around you. It's like you're sitting here in your dark and you see all these things crawling around. You know where it is. You know what's crawling over you. Then you turn the light on and you see rats and roaches and mosquitoes. Damn, what's all of that? But you couldn't see them when the lights was out. I'm turning lights on for you because they don't want you to see this. Oh no, demons, you can, even Farrakhan, demons, man, that's a spirit. It's not a spirit. They're real. You are what your father is. Your father's devil saw you. That's demons. It's in the word. Demon. Half devil, half man. It's like devil. It's in the word. Evil. You're evil. Devil. Evil. I mean, a lot of these things in the words like Suleiman, son of man. Those things are in the scriptures too. You got to pay attention to these things. And then you got the jinn. Oh, who is the jinn? That's Sunnism. That's the Arabs. Arab Sunnis. They're the jinn. They tell you about jinn. They're the jinn. They're the ones who refused to submit to Adam. Who is Adam? Adam is Gog and Magog. To make Mishra shed blood. That's what they did. They came out all over the planet making Mishra shed blood, right? Seeking to kill, steal, and destroy. But they was told to submit to them. They weren't told to submit to their abuse. They told to submit to them. They refused to do it. I sympathize to it to a point. But they was told to submit to them, and they refused. Who is the only nation on the planet that refused any type of, they claim they refused all types of European civilization, technology and everything. Only Sunni Arabs. Only Sunni Arabs do that. They're the jinn. So they're not hidden. They're not flying around with some magic carpet someplace. And they're enemy to you because they're occupying our land. And they don't want you to know that. See? So they're keeping all that down. They keep paying Farrakhan to stop you from thinking that way. To stop Sunnism, where in Sunnism you're nothing. The Abrahamic covenant does not apply to you. Because they say Abrahamic covenant applies to Ishmael, the oldest son of Abraham. See? They get you over there. They say, no, and the Quran says it applies to Ishmael, the oldest son of Abraham, when it actually applies to Isaac, us. They sold us into slavery. They sold us into slavery. That story of Joseph, because they was envious, because they thought inheritance belonged to them. They're your enemy. Like the demons are enemy. They're around you, but they're against you. They work for Massa. We know who the devils are. They spent 500 years proving to us they're our enemy. Who could have been a worse enemy to us than them? And then you got some of us loving them. Who could have been a worse enemy to us than them? They declared war on us about 500 years ago. And they set up a race of demons amongst us for 500 years almost. They destroyed us as a people, destroyed. If that's not war, what is it? There's no war worse than that. They say oppression is worse than slaughter. So that's even worse than genocide, what they did to us. They just killed us, that would have been it. Persecution is worse than slaughter. So genocide is the people they took the land from, but they oppressed us, persecuted us. That's what said in Abrahamic covenant. They would afflict us for 400 years. That's what would bring the judgment upon them. A judgment based on your experience. So who's going to judge? We're going to do the judging because we based on your experience. You have to experience something to judge it. So you got to taste the cake before you can judge whether it's good or not. So we already had our experience with them. So we know who the demons are, the devils are, and the jinn. See? They're Sunnis. They're Farrakhan telling you need to go and hang out with them now. That betrayed you into slavery. Now they come over and see if the damage, how much damage has been done. Because they didn't think you were going to survive. We're not supposed to survive that. When they threw Joseph in the well, they thought that was the end of Joseph. See, to let the Egyptians capture him. They thought they'd never see Joseph again. That was it. And then they found out that Joseph, right, was rising up in Egypt. And they said, oh, man. Then they run over there. Now they want to be brothers again. No, that's not going to work. Read the story. See, he tried to kill us. And now you come over here, right? Now you see it. We rise up. Now you're trying to do everything to stop it and take advantage of us. Well, come and be Sunni. You really care about us for 40 years. Where were you during that 40 years? You had temples over in Detroit. And you never, not one imam stepped out in the black community in Detroit and tried to teach anything about Islam until Master Muhammad showed up. Those are your enemies. The demons, devils, and the jinn. Now what about the dragon? The dragon, that's part of the jinn. That dragon is a conglomerate. See, it composed of not only the jinn, but also Gog and Magog and Satan. It's all of them together. Led by House of Saud, who are really Hindus, pretend to be Arabs. See, because they occupy our land. And they want to do everything to make sure we never get it back. And they got huge amounts of money, which they're paying Farrakhan to make sure we don't even forget about the Abrahamic covenant, don't even think about it anymore. See, if we're going to be anything, be Sunnis. But they don't have anything to do with you. They don't want you over there. When they come over here, they don't even associate with you. They don't even go to their mosque. They don't even associate with you. I see them. They'd rather sit around with the white Christians and spend time with them, go to the house and talk to them, and they go out with them and everything else. They don't want to be bothered with you. And Farrakhan said we need to go and pray with them. Pray to what? Some mystery God? They're your enemies. They're your mortal enemies. The demons are your mortal enemies. Their whole purpose is to deceive you, to make you love master, to report on you, right? Report, to spy on you, because they look like you. See? So they can sneak up on you. Tell master what you're doing, so you don't escape. Because their whole wealth is with master. So more master get out of you, they get, and then master not gonna let them live off of them. So their parasites live off of you. They're parasites, like Farrakhan is the biggest parasite of them all. He's not produce a damn thing. Parasites do not produce anything except an itch from where they suck all your blood. So now you're scratching. Where my money go? I gave Farrakhan my economic program, you scratching. Right? Where I gave my number, I was in the money went. I've been getting money for 40 some years, and I ain't seen nothing yet. See, now you scratch your head wondering where all the money went. Because that's all you get back from parasites is an itch. Wondering what the hell happened, all my blood. Now you're anemic. Now you don't have anything. See? But the parasite, he's thick, rich with your blood. So Farrakhan rich your blood, but how about his followers? How rich are they? I know about them. I got family members messing around them and they're not successful. But they don't care, just send him money. He's not producing anything, but he got all these mansions and everything else. Designer glasses and all that. He's a cheap demon. His whole purpose is to make you stay here so you don't run away, so he can continue sucking your blood, right? And to make you forget about any kind of Abrahamic covenant. See, because he don't speak the whole covenant. He only speaks the first part. He'll tell you about, we ain't going nowhere. That's not what the covenant says. That means Elijah Muhammad, Master Muhammad, liars based on him, because they said the whole purpose was to get us, come here and get us, and prepare us to go home. He said we ain't going nowhere. So now you got the demons, devils, the dragon, right? I told you the dragon comprised of God, Magog, the jinn, and Satan. Now we know who the jinn is, who the whole dragon is. And God can make all, that's America and Britain. That's Adam and Eve. See? There's no mystery there. God, Magog is the mother of God. Magog, the mother of God. It's America and Britain. There's been two world empires since they came, and since in Europeans, there's been only two world empires since the Europeans came to existence 6,000 years ago. Only two. World, I'm not talking about continental empires, world empires, only two. That's the Ram and Daniel, right? It's two. America and Britain. Britain was never son of the British Empire. It was the first world empire. European world empire, the first, the British. And the second was America. That came up last, as I said in Daniel, it was two horns, but the last horn the second horn became greater. That's America. The 666, who put sanction on everyone that will not. That's in chapter 13, right? They try to deceive you about that. That's America, Britain, and false Israel. That's the three they're talking about there. False Israel is the image of the government of Britain. That's what it says, image of that beast. But it gets its life and everything from the beast that was wounded by death. Talking about the Japanese during World War II. They're the ones that give Britain, false Israel cover financially, politically, socially, militarily. And anyone that will not listen to them or bow to false Israel's so-called right to exist, they cannot buy or sell. That's called sanctions. That's very clear. There's no mystery there. I'm pulling the cover off of this. What my people should be doing, because they shoot these lying arrows, billions of them, 24/7, and there's no one to counter them. Only one firing back is me. We should all be firing back. Every time they raise their hand and tell a lie, we should challenge them. We don't let them get away with it. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, you can't see him. Why? God, you can't see him. Why? Where's all this you're talking about? Where's this Jesus you're talking about? See? Shut them down, because you got the truth and they got lies. But if you say nothing, then you're helping them with their lies. I don't give them no air, whatever. Anytime they say anything that's not right, I hit them. I don't care who it is. But Jesus help me. Oh, what Jesus? God help. How come? I pray for a job. Why not pray for the whole damn company? Why I pray for $1 billion? I pray for $1,000. Why don't you pray for $1 billion and get over with? See, you gotta hit them. Even our own people, because the point is when you hit them, you helping them. Because they got that mindset, and you got to knock that damn mindset out of their brains. See? You got to punch them hard in the analytical brain to destroy it so they can get to that spatial mind. That's how the devil got into them. See, because a lot of people that said they don't know any better because that's what they've been taught. But when you hit them, you wake them up. Because they got logical minds. Say, hey, wait a minute, hold on. What you mean by that? What do you mean? Thank Jesus because I survived the accident. Well, if Jesus was with you, why did you have an accident to begin with? Or the preacher says, right, we should pray to get what we need, right? Pray that Jesus get what we need. But then when he needs something, he asks us. He don't ask Jesus to give it. He asks us to give it to him. Well, why don't he pray for what he needs? You got to hit him hard, but no one's firing back but me. And I fire back 24/7. I don't let anybody get away with anything. You say something, you better get it right. If it ain't right, you got to prove it. I hit you hard. See, then you get mad. I don't care if you get mad. So we talk about the dragon, Gog and Magog. That's who they are. That's the two horns of the ram. See? That's getting ready to be engaged by the goat. That's in China, in India. See? They're getting ready to go down. And what you going to be here talking about your 6 states? Holding the cross when they come, because God and Magog has made enemies all over the planet for themselves, and now you're going to take and get your ass kicked because of the enemies that they created? They're not our enemies. China and India are not our enemies, at least not the ones based on what they made enemies ultimately. But the point is, they're not come here because of the enemies. They come here because America's create them as enemies. That's their fight. So you're going to get in their fight and get on the side of your enemies and fight on your enemy's side? That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of says we might get great numbers, and then a war comes and we fight on the side of their enemies and flee the land. See, so they want y'all to make sure that doesn't happen. But they create these enemies all over, and then the enemies closing in on them because they're losing their power. And now you're going to sit up there and Farrakhan tell you, no, America belongs to us. No, America does not belong to us. Abraham comes and says, we're a land that does not belong to us. That belongs to people that's here. Arabia belongs to us. See, that's what he's like. But we're going to fight for it if anybody take it. So no, we're going to fight side by side with Mass and the devils to help them maintain this land that's still oppressing us. And then they tell you, oh, well, we're making progress. We're making progress with racial equality. See, we make progress, right, to justice. Well, if they're making progress, that means you haven't got there yet. That means you're still racist and you're still unjust. If you're making progress, you're still racist, you're still unjust. Don't you understand? You pay attention to these words, brothers and sisters. You just let stuff fly by you. Are we making progress? Look how much progress we made. Oh, so in other words, I ain't rape you as much as I used to. See how much progress? I used to rape you every day, but now I'm going to rape you 3 times a week. See how much progress we made? You're still raping. You're still a rapist. And if you're good people, why you got to make progress to be good? If you're good people, why you got to make progress to be good? They're telling you they're devils. They're telling you they're rape. They're telling you that, and you can almost get it. Oh, CRT, critical race theory. They gave that name because they don't want, it's just the history of what they did. See? But they tell you, if they tell you they're making progress to racial equality, that means they're still inequality. That means they tell you they're making progress against racism. That means they're still racist. They tell you they're making progress to racist injustice. That means it's still unjust. That means it's still devils. And they haven't got better yet. And they ain't gonna never get better. Like the Bible says, can a child change the stripes? They've been proving your 1,000 years they're devils, and you still trying, oh, we're going to, here's Farrakhan, we're going to convert them. That ain't what Master Muhammad said. We're gonna heal them. We're going to redeem them. And you buying that because he's a demon. And anything to sell you a bunch of BS, if you're stupid enough to buy it. So then, Satan. I tell you who Satan is. So he's the God of this world. He's controlling it. So if Satan is God of this world, what kind of God would he be if the most powerful country in the world was not subordinate to him? That means America has to be under control of Satan. Worshippers Satan, they are. They are the worship. They sit on the throne. He's the one sitting on the throne, an angel. And all those was worshiping him. See, you think that's God. That's not God. That's God of this world that Jesus warned you about. That's Satan, false Israel over there. They're false. They're not the true seed of Abraham. They're a big lie. But everybody's worshiping them. And if you don't worship them, then you get sanctioned. 666. See, ain't no mark. Who Satan is. See? Controlling the affair. They tell you, he's got control of America, got control of Congress, everything. That's Satan over there. False Israel. That Master Muhammad is getting ready to take down. You need to know your enemies, brothers and sisters, all around you, and they're not hidden. They're hidden because it's hidden in your mind, but they're visible and they're active and they're working 24/7, right? And they're shooting their lying arrows at you, and no one's shooting back but myself. I got some powerful arrows, see? But the more I have, the more powerful I'll be, like pressure, right? You have greater pressure dispels lower pressure. Greater pressure pushes away lower pressure. But the more greater pressure you have, the more faster and the more thoroughly you push away lower pressure. So you just got me, one pressure now here, and I got an ounce of higher pressure against tons, right? Gallons, millions of gallons of low pressure. It's moving them, right? But what if I went from an ounce to a gallon or to a ton? See? Then, poof. But see, there's no one helping me. See? They say he would walk alone. And then you wonder why you're still in this environment. You're still in this hell. Because you're not doing anything to change it. See? You're not firing back. Fire with fire. That's the pressure. You got to push back at the pressure. I told you it's all about the mind. The mind is pressure. Thought is pressure. And they put in their pressure. They control you by pressure. Just forget about these atomic bombs and stuff. That came out of the mind that came out of their mind. It's all about pressure. It's still pressure. It's their mind against yours. And you're not using yours, so therefore they got control of your mind, and I'm the only one fighting for your mind. I'm fighting back. They shooting, I'm shooting arrows back. But they 24/7, got beams up 24/7 all over the news, radio, television, movies, right? Pushing their lies, their false vibrations. And I'm the only one fighting the back. I'm the only one firing back. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. That's who those people are. See? But Farrakhan telling you a big lie. Says, oh, well, how does he say it? Hide from the indignation, or come out from my people. And that's one of the biggest lies. He said, well, that means not come out of America, which that's what covenant tells you. He said, that doesn't mean that. What it means is that you stop sinning like them, stop acting like them, living like them. Is that what you think? When China, they're telling you China's coming, they'll be at war in a few more days. So when they come and tell you, and Daniel is goat, and they're going to tear Ram's ass up. So when it comes here, you think that, okay, they're going to bypass you? You think with hunger and hell encompass America, that it's not going to touch you? They get the hell out of here means physically get out of here. That's what they come to. But you don't know. That means, see, he's lying to you because he's a chief demon. He's one of your principal enemies. That would say Suleiman had to go against him first. Somebody had to, and I'm about to take him down. He's going down for a few more days. He's in trouble right now. You don't know he's in trouble. See? But most of you don't believe in unseen like the Quran said, because you can't see mathematics, see evidence of it. So you got to see evidence. You got to see that, oh, every time I talk, a demon's got to fall down with a heart attack. No, it doesn't work that way. It's effective. Because you see the world is right now, this world was not like that 10 years ago. This world was not like that 5 years ago. It wasn't like that 2 years ago. That's the way the angel said it would be, just like it is right now. It should be. And how did it come like that? Just happen like that? No. Because it released, he says every time he released those seals, these things will begin to happen. It's the force or the pressure or the vibrations or the power of the angel that's being released that's forcing these things to happen. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.